So, you set your sights on M3 MacBook Pro, but before you pull the trigger, you are not sure whether that is the right computer for you or whether it is capable of fulfilling your expectations, or you couldn't simply decide which model or which configuration to buy. Because you are going to spend a lot of money to get one, the last thing you ever want to do is buying something and being disappointed and regretting the purchase. Most of the time, we look at the good things, not reading the fine print, and go out and buy with excitement, only to find out it is missing something we never expected. The missing things could have been deal breakers. I'm going to help you decide by listing all the good reasons to buy it and warnings to heed that you should be aware of the shortcomings before buying it. And at the end, I will tell to whom this MacBook Pro is good for and what other options you can look into. Before we get into the real stuff, welcome to my channel, The Forbidden Fruit. I'm a Mac user since 1988 and I make videos on very different subjects you may find interesting. You can check all that in my channel. Okay, good things first. Number one, the new MacBook Pro has more power than before and is capable of doing wonders. It is up to 49 times faster than similar Intel Core i7 model MacBook Pro when it is dealing with heavy tasks like image upscaling, video editing, engineering simulation, medical imaging, 3D rendering, photo editing, code compiling. You name it, it can ace them with no problem. 2. You can choose between 3 different CPUs to meet your needs and budget. M3, M3 Pro, M3 Max. As I said before, M3 is 17 times faster, M3 Pro is 24 times faster, and M3 Max is 49 times faster. 3. It comes in 2 different screen sizes, 14-inch and 16-inch, and Apple claims it is the best display ever in a laptop. The display is 20% brighter, more responsive, and the motion is super fluid. 4. It supports up to 4 external displays. 5. Apple is generous enough to throw in an HDMI port that is only available in desktops. 6. The longer battery life we have never seen before. Up to 22 hours video playback is possible. Almost everyone is raving about it. 7. It has Touch ID that eliminates the need to remember the passwords. You can log into your computer, sign into apps and sites. You can even pay with Apple Pay with the Touch ID, and the Touch ID button doubles as a power button. 8. It has 3 mic array, 1080p camera, and 6 speaker sound system. It is good for listening music, watching movies, and recording audio and video too. 9. It even has an SDXC port, so you can use it to read your SD cards. 10. Its entire trackpad surface area can be used as a button, so you can click anywhere in the trackpad to open a file or tap in a browser. 11. Fans are considerably quieter. A lot of people are happy with that. If you don't want the noise to come up when you are doing recordings, it may matter to you. Okay, you heard the good things. Before you hear the warnings, if you find this video useful, you can subscribe to my channel and support me, grow my channel, and help me make more videos that will be helpful to you. Here are my warnings. I believe you have to know a few more things before you commit yourself to buy it. Some of these might be deal breakers to you. 1. It is expensive compared to similar PCs. As you know, you always pay an Apple premium for anything you buy from Apple, even for a computer cable. So be ready to spend a lot more money because your expenses don't stop when you buy it. It only starts. It is like a trap you can escape because you already invested into it. You have no choice but to upgrade, spending more money. And with the 3 different chip classes, M3, M3 Pro, and M3 Max with increasing power, be prepared to shell out way more for performance. 2. With that expensive machine, with the basic M3 model, you only get bare minimum, which is not enough to do the wonders you have seen in Apple's sales talk. You only get 8 GB RAM. This stripped bare minimum is only good for basic things you do in your computer or run the free software coming with your computer like GarageBand and iMovie. So if you upgrade the memory and storage for the basic model, sometimes you are better off spending some more money and get the next level basic machine. So do all the calculations with different options before buying. 3. The maximum RAM memory your MacBook Pro can take depends on the CPU class. M3 can only go up to 24 GB. M3 Pro can only go up to 36 GB. M3 Max can take up to 126 GB RAM. If maximum RAM is important to you, you should be aware of that too. 4. You are stuck with the configuration forever. With the RAM memory unified with the CPU and storage soldered to the motherboard, you have to decide at the time of buying. The days of buying the bare minimum and upgrading later are gone. You can't change them after you have bought. 5. The increase in performance you see in Apple's website is only comparing it to an Intel MacBook Pro that is more than 4 years old. If you consider the performance increase from the previous generation M1, M2 CPUs, increase is incremental. Be aware of that. You may want to save money by buying a previous generation MacBook Pro, which may still be fast enough for your needs. And if you already own previous generation M1 or M2 MacBook Pro, you are not going to see much improvement in performance. So you better stick with your old model and save your money or spend somewhere more useful. 6. Number of displays each CPU class supports also differs. M3 can take only one external display. M3 Pro can support 2 monitors. M3 Max can support 4 monitors. So if your work requires many monitors, be aware of the capabilities of each CPU. 8. HDMI port support varies with CPU class. M3 supports only 4K video with 120 Hz. M3 Pro and Max supports 8K at 60 Hz or 4K at 240 Hz. All these specifications are in the fine print you normally don't see. So be aware of those differences if they matter to you. 9. Still, it doesn't have USB-A port or Ethernet port. You have to get a dongle or hub to get access to those ports. There are many accessories and flash drives still use USB-A ports. That is a necessary expense which adds to the initial cost. 10. Before camera was sitting on top of the screen, now it has the camera notch inside the top of the screen. Your menu might end up there. This may not be a deal breaker, but be aware. 11. If you are coming to Mac via iPhone and expect Face ID, be aware that there is no Face ID in Macs. It uses different technology than the camera. 12. And remember, Apple removed Touch Bar from the MacBook Pros, so don't expect one here. Not many people liked it anyway. 13. Apple always make you buy more. It makes space black as a luxury you can show off. It is only available to the higher end models. So M3 MacBook Pro doesn't come in that color. Even after spending that much money, you will feel poor for the second time and feel inferior. Some of these may not be deal breakers, but it is good to be aware of these shortcomings and extra expenses so you can make the right decision you will never regret. So who is this good for? If you do serious work like video, audio editing, programming, gaming and other serious work and want your computer to be powerful and portable, MacBook Pro is a good choice. You can work from home or office with extra monitors, then do some work sitting in the sofa and take it with you when you go out. And if you still have your Intel MacBook Pro and want to upgrade, this is a good choice. It is going to serve you for a long time. But if you only want to do basic day-to-day average computer work, you are better off with a MacBook Air, which is still capable of doing some serious work. Save that money and spend somewhere in useful way. And with your MacBook Air, you can use one external monitor too. I made a similar video of this for MacBook Air too. You can watch it in my playlist. And if you already have an M1 or M2 MacBook Pro, you wouldn't see much improvement for the money you pay. You can hold on to your current MacBook Pro, you should be fine. But if you want to have the real power and upgrade to the max, sometimes you are better off buying a Mac Mini or Mac Studio instead of MacBook Pro. It's a choice between power and portability. If portability is important to you and that's why you are buying it, you better stick with the MacBook Pro. Otherwise, have a look at the desktops and you may get better performance. So look at your needs and choose wisely. I hope I helped you make the right choice rather than confusing you. If you find this video useful, please share it with your friends. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it in the comments area. Thanks for watching and happy Mac computing.